I'm ready to get started if you are. You can listen to this practice wherever it is you find yourself today. You can be sitting down or laying down or even stretching and doing things if that's what you got to do. And hopefully wherever you're at when you listen to this, it will still be helpful to you in some way. So if you would like to listen in a still position, just feel free to take all the time you need to arrive there. And just allow yourself to fidget and adjust, stretch or move in whatever ways your body wants to move. Just doing your best to not think about the movements, but more letting your body move you in the ways that intuitively feel good in your bones, in your muscles and joints. Just following any yummy sensations you get with your movements. Maybe some cat-cow motions with the spine, or some torso twists or side body bends. Or maybe even taking a big morning stretch, just reaching the arms overhead and getting that space from the hip bones to the bottom of the rib cage, letting that space get a little bit longer. So giving your organs lots of space to breathe. And there's no rush whatsoever. You can continue to move for as long as you'd like to and throughout this practice if you need to. But at any point, if you haven't already, you can allow yourself to find a still position with the spine nice and straight. And if you're in a space where you feel safe and would like to, you can allow the eyes to gently close at any time if they aren't already. And now mark your arrival into your practice today and into your body today with a full and intentional cleansing breath. So just take in a long and slow inhale in through the nose and watch yourself fill up to every corner and edge of you. As you just hold that for a moment once you're full, to just experience this sense of fullness. And without straining as you need to, slowly let all of that go. Exhaling bit by bit. And just gently pull the navel toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale to really push that last bit of stagnant air out of you. As you again pause for a moment to now experience this sense of emptiness. As you allow your next breath to come to you as it's needed. So you can breathe just like this for as many rounds as feels good and helpful to you. Not worrying about the length of your inhales, exhales, and pauses on either side, but just letting them be exaggerated, whatever that means for you right now. So when the body naturally stops inhaling, seeing if you can open up your belly a little bigger to take in a moment's worth of air. And when you would naturally roll over to the exhale, seeing if you can hold off for an extra moment and stay in that fullness for a little bit longer. And then when you think you are empty, seeing if you can push a tiny bit more air out of you to truly empty yourself. And again, pausing for an extra moment before you roll over to the inhale. As we just consciously and intentionally slow down the process of our breath. Just communicating to our nervous system that now is a time to slow down. Now is a time to turn our attention inward. And really syncing your awareness up with this slow breath. And at any time, if you haven't already, you may release this guidance over your breath altogether. And just allow yourself to almost feel like you're stepping back and up in your mind into that role of the observer or the witness. Into that perspective where you can simply watch the fact that your body is breathing, rather than having any direct impact over the rhythm or depth of your breath. Just simply watching as your body breathes you. Remembering that your body does breathe all on its own, without any of your direction, without any of your doing. And that this is not a thinking process. This is not a doing process. But this is one of listening, observing. And so practicing seeing your body breathing you, just as you would see any other force of nature out there. As if you were laying on the beach and just watching the waves roll up along the shoreline. Not trying to change anything about the speed or size of the waves, but just simply watching as they come and go. And as you are observing this natural rhythm of your body breathing, you can start to notice now any expression that is resting on your face. Feeling any tension that could be residing in the forehead or in the jaw, maybe in the chin or in the nostrils. Noticing any emotions that could be communicated by this resting expression. And from that point of awareness, allowing your face to soften. Allow your jaw to hang into place and your tongue to release from the roof of the mouth. Allow your lips to rest gently on one another. As you just allow this sense of release in the mouth to naturally allow your chin to soften a bit deeper, your nostrils, your cheeks, releasing any remaining tension in the ears. And in all those tiny little muscles that are along the lash line, the muscles that scrunch up when you squint, even feeling those soften as you just allow the corners of your eyes to get a tiny bit wider, simply with this release of tension. Allowing your gaze to be soft wherever it is you are looking. Whether that be at the world around you, at the backs of the eyelids, maybe peering up into the forehead or rolling back all the way and peering into the skull. Wherever it is that your eyes are looking, just glazing over your vision. So you're seeing everything rather than one in particular thing. Feeling your hairline soften back a bit more, and allowing your forehead to be wide and deep. Maybe imagining a depiction of all the muscles that are in your face. You just imagine every single muscle that exists here, no matter how big or small. Every single muscle that has created every expression you've ever made. Imagining that these muscles are just ungripping from the bones slightly, allowing them to release back into the support of your skin. As you communicate this sense of trust to the muscles in your face, a sense of trust with your own anatomy, trusting that when you let go, everything will be held exactly where it needs to be. And there's nothing you need to do right now. There's nothing required of you to do. But simply let go into whatever it is that you are experiencing in this moment. And taking a moment to remind yourself that this practice, or any healing practice, yoga or meditation, is not about ignoring the bad things or the unpleasant things about life or about yourself or what you're experiencing. It's not about covering up our pain with love and light. But it is about allowing yourself to feel what it is you feel. Whether that be pain and sorrow, or joy and contentment, or anywhere in between, anywhere on this huge spectrum of human feelings. We often put so much pressure on ourselves to be feeling good all of the time, or to be feeling motivated all the time, or to just be feeling maybe like a spiritual connection all the time, to be feeling whole, and to feel that self-love. And just know that we are humans. And the only expectation of humans is to live the human experience. We are not meant to be whole and connected and motivated and bright all of the time. And if we were those things all of the time, we wouldn't feel good. Because what we are feeling when we feel good and happy and motivated is that contrast between the opposing feelings. The heights of your highs are directly related to and affected by the depths of your lows. And so we're not trying to erase all of our lows and never feel bad again. But we're just trying to be more conscious and aware of our journey, of our life. To be more present for ourselves and for the world around us. And to do the best that we can with what we have. And so as your body exhales now, just allow yourself to let go a tiny bit more into the surface that is beneath you. Allow yourself to almost be hugged by the surface beneath you, to be held and supported. And just feeling that sense of trust with your own anatomy once again. Trusting that it is safe for you to let go. Your body functions perfectly, just enough to keep you alive every single moment of your life. No matter what pain your body has put you through, it has gotten you to this point, and you are alive in your body right now. And allow yourself to sit with that gift, with all the love from that gift. Know that you are worthy of this gift. And the proof is that you have this gift. You do not need to prove your worthiness to be alive. But the simple fact that you are alive means you are worthy. And we will all go through phases where we forget. And we feel a lack of trust with ourselves and with the world around us. But just know that on a deep, deep level, physically, your body is trustworthy. Your instincts are accurate. You know exactly what it is you need to do in this life. And sometimes that path is crystal clear, and we can see it and we feel it, and we know what we need to do, if that's anything at all. And other times that same path is very fuzzy, and it's unclear to us what we're meant to be doing. And just know there's nothing wrong with you. You're not being punished, or it's not proof that you've done something wrong if you feel disconnected, lost, unmotivated. It just means that you're human. You are alive. And feeling lost is another part of life. And so we are allowed to let go of that extra heaviest layer of suffering that all of us put on ourselves, of all of those should thoughts, all of those voices in our head that say, well, I should be grateful, I should be motivated, I should be happy, I should be whatever. Those thoughts and feelings directly take away from what we are currently experiencing. And so when you catch those thoughts coming into you, you can notice that and use them as a cue to remind yourself that whatever you are feeling is exactly what you should be feeling, simply because you are feeling it. And the only way we truly move on from feelings is by allowing them to arise from us and release out of us, whatever way they need to be released, whether that be through tears and crying, punching a pillow, or yelling, or laughing, dancing, hugging, playing. Whatever form of expression is needed, allowing that expression to happen. Rather than pushing down the thoughts and trying to cover them up and ignore them, where it feels like the more we push down thoughts and try to look away from them, the louder they echo from within us, and the more insidiously they control us. And so just remind yourself that there's no need to be scared of your feelings. And at the same time, being scared of your feelings is totally normal and very human. And just know that you are strong enough to do so. You have handled so much pain and suffering in your life just to get to this point right now. Your life story is the proof of your strength. And you will not break, you will not be crushed, but you will be held exactly where you need to be at all times, even when it doesn't feel like it. And so allow this sense of acceptance to be communicated to your body, to your anatomy on a deep level. And even if it's just for a split second, feel your muscles accept this. Feel all the muscles across your body ungrip from the bones and release into the support of your skin. And just trust that everything is exactly as it needs to be. And the only thing that we can count on in this life is that everything changes. And so that can be a great comfort to you if there are many things that you want to change right now, because they absolutely will change. And that can also be great permission for you to fully make the most of all the good things you're experiencing right now. And to soak it all up, because that will also change. And release any guilt you might have for feeling really good when you know that others are suffering. And instead, use that goodness you are feeling to share that light and love with those who might need a little bit extra. Trusting that when you are in a place that is a bit darker, someone else will come along and shine that same light for you to remind you it is temporary and good times are on the way. Always. And I share this next analogy a lot, but I think it is incredibly helpful, so I will continue to share it. But it's an analogy that comes from Hellenistic astrology, where the moon is the representation of our physical body, our bones, muscles, joints, skin, and everything in between. Our body is matter, just like the moon. It is simply matter. It does not have its own light. But the moon reflects the light of the sun, which is the representation of our soul, that spark that is within us that animates our body and brings it to life. And there are times where the moon is fully illuminated by the sun. It is a full moon. It is bright, whole, connected, and it shines light for others in the darkness. And there are other times where that exact same moon is what we call a new moon, where it is totally in the shadows. It is still there, but it is not reflecting any light whatsoever. And then there are all those phases in between the new moon and the full moon. And we are just like the moon. There are times where we will be totally illuminated by our soul, by spirit, or whatever you believe in, and feel connected, motivated, bright, loving, and like we can shine light for others in the darkness. And then there are other times where we will feel like we are in the darkness, like we are the darkness itself, and like we're hiding in hibernation and can't be seen. And then all those phases in between, when we're feeling really down and really up, And the moon is not meant to be a full moon all of the time. We are not meant to feel full and whole all of the time. And that expectation that we put on ourselves to be feeling that way all of the time can be a direct source of great suffering for all of us. And so you can just remind yourself that you are just like the moon, and you are allowed to be in whatever phase you are in. And your phase is constantly changing. Even when it feels like this is how it's always been and how it always will be, you can know that that will never be true. The only thing we know to be true is that everything changes. And so just be so kind and patient with yourself along this journey of life. And know that you are directly connected to the source that all of life comes from, simply because you are alive. You have a direct line of connection to the source of all life through your own beating heart. This heart has been pumping life and love into you for as long as you've been in this body, and will continue to do so. This heart is that steady background beat to every single moment of your life. And this heart is your constant reminder that you are worthy of this life. And you are connected to the infinite supply of love and life. And so you never need to do things to earn more love from the world around you. But you can flip that to doing things with the love you already have access to. Reflecting that love in your actions, in your creations that you put out into the world. And trusting that your expression, your unique expression of this love is so helpful to the world. It is so needed. And just your expression alone allows others to do the same. It reminds others that they have that same power. Awakens that same love within the world around you. Reminding yourself that there is not one other soul out there who sees the world exactly the way you see it, hears exactly what it is that you hear, feels what it is you feel. There's nobody out there who perceives the world exactly the way that you perceive it. And your unique perception is valuable. It is helpful. And there is nobody else out there who is exactly like you. You are special. You are needed here, or else you wouldn't be here. And just let the proof of your existence right now, or the fact of your existence right now, be all the proof you need that you are worthy to be here. You are so deeply loved. And you would be greatly missed if you were not here. Even when it doesn't feel like it, that will always be true. You matter on a deep, deep level. Your existence matters. Even when you forget that fact, it is still true. And so you are allowed to do all the things you need to do to comfort yourself until you remember once again. Because you absolutely will. So just let your awareness come back to your heart if it's left. And just syncing your awareness up with this heartbeat, this unique rhythm beating within you. And feel that same heartbeat in the palms of both of your hands. Remembering how all the love and life that is in your heart is directly connected to your hands as well. And your hands have the power to create and to heal through that love that is in your heart. And if it feels like something you'd like to do today, you can just let the palms of your hands find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. As you just feel this contact of your palms and fingers to one another, and allow your heart to lift toward your thumbs as your thumbs press back toward your heart. As you just tune in closely to this heartbeat. And welcome in a final deep and full breath into the body as you watch yourself fill up to every corner and edge of you. And as you exhale, letting go of anything you're ready to let go of, as you allow the head to gently bow. And take this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. And bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you.